Good morning, y'all. It's your boy Devin, and I'm back with another episode of The Devin Young Show. So as you can see, I'm sweaty. Just left the gym, so it got me thinking. It got me really thinking, and not just about the gym or going to the gym or anything. With anything that you pursue in life, consistency is key. Recognizing that it's going to be a slow burn is key. You know, I've been back in the gym 7 weeks now, and I made a little changes here and there. It's probably just all water, but just trying to be consistent, not only with that, but with everything that I do. Because, you know, I was in this weird place, man, this really weird place mentally where I would think about things. I would constantly just harp on it. Devin, you need to do this. Devin, you need to do that. Devin, you need to go to the gym. Devin, you need to eat better. Devin, you need to do this. And it was like this constant state of procreate. No, not procrastination. Procrastination, this state of not procreation, but procrastination. So, and because I was always ignoring myself, I was always in this constant state of anxiety. I was always, beating myself up for not doing it instead of just doing it. Because, you look at the world, the internet, social media in particular, we live in this microwave generation. You don't have to go to the gym and eat good to look good. You go to Dr. Miami, you get you a BBL, and you're set. You know what I'm saying? People go get lipo, people go get gastric. People start projects and they don't finish it because they want this microwave success. They want it to happen instantaneously. And for some people who are lucky, it does. There's a viral moment. You're at the right place at the right time, and now all of a sudden you have this notoriety and you don't know what to do with it. And you don't know what to do with it because you didn't put the work in. See, people who put the work in, once they get there, it doesn't even faze them because I've been doing this for years for nothing. I've been working towards this. I've been busting my butt, losing money, losing friendships, all type of things. The sacrifices that people make to get to where they want to be is incredible. And for those people who haven't earned it, they don't know what to do with that power. So for me now, and I think for a lot of us men, just staying consistent. And the first thing you need to do as far as consistency is to be good to yourself. I was awful to myself. Awful. I treated myself like crap. And I did it to myself. And because you get in this state of anxiety because it's a compound effect. It's a domino effect. The first day you don't do something, it's like, okay, whatever, I can do it tomorrow. And then the second day you don't do it, well, I can still do it tomorrow. And then you've told yourself this 100 times, 200 times, 400 times. After a while, that lack of, growth, it starts to affect you. See, you can opt for an easy life, but a man who opts for an easy life doesn't make life easy for anyone, especially himself. Because you beat down, you worn down, and you staying down. You got to get back up. One day at a time. Consistency, whatever, pick it. Pick an activity and just stick with it. And it doesn't have to be every day, but it needs to be on a schedule. Like for this, I know other people who, I don't know these people, but I know of other, YouTube channels, and they're putting out 4 or 5 videos a week. They didn't start out like that. They started out slowly, and they built up. And now a lot of these dudes are quitting their jobs, and they have the time to actually push content like this. You get guys who, they've been in the gym for 20 years. Getting up and going to the gym 5-6 days a week is nothing. Start off with 1 or 2. I was watching a podcast with what's that? James Harrison from the Pittsburgh Steelers, and he's like, just you starting something new. You getting back into it. You can't go in there busting out, 6 different exercises, 4 sets of exercise. Just go there and start small. Wherever you are, just start small and build that consistency slowly and surely. And as that consistency builds, your confidence will build. You'll start to talk to yourself differently. See, when you talk to yourself a certain way, you create the environment for everybody else to talk to you that certain way too. And even though they might not, there's going to be a shift because you allowed the shift. Because not only are you, all over the place and anxious, you're a mess. Everybody else is like, man, I'm trying to work with this person. You got to work with yourself first. Everything starts with you. And that's why I end every episode. Tell yourself that you love you. Stay consistent. It's a slow burn. Everything is a slow burn. We go through this life, and I see it with, many other people, just strangers that I'm watching, and we're all just kind of rushing. We're just rushing through life, like rushing to get to the store, rushing to, you see people drive, and it's just this, when we're on the road, it's a symphony, right? We all have to work together to get to where we need to go, and you just see people darting, and you can see it. We all just need to take a breath and chill, and I know that's difficult. I know it's difficult to look at the world right now. People worrying about how they're gonna put groceries on the table. How they're gonna. What if something happens? Everyone is on that edge. Everything is on the razor's edge, and when that happens, you got to just chill. You got to let the chaos move ahead of you, right? That's probably the best way of putting it. Just slow down and let everything blow by you, and then you can think and you can rationalize, because we all think about this. There are changes that we all are constantly seeking. I can do this better. I can do more. I can be a better husband, a better father, a better son, everyone's always thinking about, I can do more. So start doing more, but just start doing it slowly. And as you get better, as you get stronger, as you get faster, you can do more. But stop being so hard on yourself. And I wish that was something that I told myself a while ago. So, it has to start at home, and you got to build yourself back up. Whatever you're going through, I don't know what it is, and I can't tell you how to react. And that's my biggest pet peeve in the whole world. When you're down and everybody's like, man, well, you just pick yourself up. Well, if it was that easy, everybody would just pick themselves up. If it was that easy, people would stop using drugs. If it was that easy, people stop using alcohol. It's not just as easy as picking yourself up. But what you can do is put your arm down, and you can brace yourself and start getting up slowly. That's it. Slowly, small little changes every single day. And you know what? I started journaling. I started, writing my thoughts down, trying to just positive affirmations. And people look at that sometimes and they're like, that's weird. But man, you'd be amazed at how your life changes when you change your whole mindset, when you change your outlook on the world, because what you get back is a mirror. It's a mirror. Think about the happiest times in your lives. It wasn't a singular event. You had a great summer, or you had a great year, or you had a great decade. And everything that you were doing was pushing that forward. You were pushing positivity into the world. So it was coming back to you. You get what you put out. And you don't have to fake it. Please stop faking it. If you going through it, deal with it. And I'm not saying deal with that shit, dog. No, it's like, bro, let's start working on it. Let's start making concessions, because otherwise you're going to be like me. And you're going to be like hundreds of other men who all of a sudden think like, oh, There is no out. This is my life. It's not. Your life is everything you make it, and that starts from the way you look at yourself in the mirror all the way to how you interact with other people. That's what it is. Because think about it. You walk into a room or someone walks into a room and everyone's having a great time. And then you get somebody walking in there mean mugging. Everybody picks up on it. Some people are like, what the heck is going on with this dude? Some people are preparing in other ways. Like, bro, if this dude started popping off, then we got a problem. But if you walk into a room and you're smiling and you say, hey, how you doing? You know, and your disposition is good and positive and warm, people talk to you. They gravitate towards that. You have to reposition your energy. You have to reposition it. Because if you don't, this will stick with you. And like anything else, the more you ignore it, the worse it's going to get. And then you're going to start acting out in ways that are outside of your character, where you might have calmed down before. Now you're exploding. These are symptoms of a greater illness. You don't just pop off some little happen and you lose it. Come on, man. You know it's way more stuff behind that. It's so much stuff behind that you're ignoring, and you don't want to seem weak, or we are busy. Guys, women too. I'm just gonna engulf myself in my work. I'm going to I'm going to pound out these 8, 10, 12 hours, and I'm just going to be free. And then after that, we can deal with it. Like dudes having to go home and sit in their car for 30 minutes, that's a problem. If you have to sit in your car and decompress for 30 minutes before going in the house, that's a problem. And, it has to be bigger than that. Oh, you don't like our family? Because I know a lot of dudes, they go home, they sit in the car, and their wives are looking through the mirror or the window, and they come out to the car and they're like, "What are you doing sitting in the car?" And here we go. And now your position's been validated. So that's why I say communicate with people. Tell people what you need. Babe, when I walk in this house, I worked for 8, 10, 12 hours. The people on the road is crazy. They drive and do whatever they want. I just want to walk in. Let me get 20 minutes to myself. Let me go outside on the patio. Let me crack a beer. After a few minutes, the kids can come out and we can chill. We can kick it. But just give me a chance to breathe. See, we're not taught to communicate with people. We're taught to tell people what we want. We're taught to tell people what we need. It's always transactional. But your feelings and your emotions are not transactional. They're for you and you alone. And they're for you to tell people what you need, what you want. Tell them. They can't read minds, just like us with women. We can't read your mind. You have to tell us what you need. We have to communicate. We have to open up the lines of communication. Because that's how things move. That's when your wife says, okay, if you really need it, I'll give it to you. Your girl will say, if you really need it, I'll give it to you. At least you be on the patio having a beer as opposed to sitting in the car silently. I can deal with that a little bit better. So give me a chance to adjust to this, and we'll move from there. So when you communicate with people, you got to give them a chance to adjust too. We want people to change and we want people to flip. We have to give them that grace too. It's like if you cheat on somebody and they take you back, if they're ringing your phone every time you leave the house, they're checking the load, they're doing all type of stuff, and you're like, look, I'm trying to change. We trying to work through this. But you have to give me the opportunity to change. And you also have to give that other person the grace of understanding that they're going through an adjustment. And that's where the communication comes in. So consistency, communication, and just the understanding that it's going to be a slow burn no matter what it is. So whatever that project you want to start it. Even if you want to make, candles, whatever, make a candle a week. just start there. And then after a while, you might say, hey, I'm getting better at this, and I've learned how to streamline these processes and all of this other stuff, and I can make 2 a week. So just start off small and build up. Whatever it is. You wanna write a book, you wanna start a YouTube channel, you wanna start a podcast, you wanna get back in the gym, you wanna, whatever. Whatever it is. Just start small and just be consistent. So with that said, it's Monday. I hope y'all have a fantastic week. I hope you have a great week. I hope you have a productive week. And be safe out here, man. Be safe. And as usual, tell your mom you love her, your dad you love them, your siblings, spouses, boyfriends, girlfriends, whomever. And most of all, tell you that you love you too. Peace.